Welcome to Alert Tales, where we dive deep into the most gripping stories of real-life experiences. If you love tales that evoke emotion, spark conversation, and connect us all, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community for more captivating stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
I'm alone in hospital 12 hours postpartum because my mum won't stay to watch my older children. Incredible disappointment. Should I express my feelings to her? I'll start by saying I know there are many mothers who don't have any support system and have to give birth alone because their partner was the only one available to stay at home and watch the older children. I just never thought it would happen to me, and it wasn't a part of my plan. I am so stressed and disappointed. My husband and I don't have a large village of help. My mother lives just 15 minutes from us and is the only nearby family member who can help watch our two older boys, a 3-year-old and almost 2-year-old. She rarely babysits for us as we normally just use a sitter for date nights, but when she does, we only take the boys to her house. She is an extreme homebody and doesn't go anywhere but work and home. She's always been like this. When planning for the birth of our third child, our original plan was for my husband's mum to drive 2 hours to our house and stay as long as needed for us to be discharged from the hospital. Unfortunately, her mother's health declined quickly and she had to fly out of state to be with her. So I turned to my mom, who reassured me that she would be there for us whenever we needed her. We even talked about her doing overnights at our house and she seemed okay with this. I was immensely surprised but settled into the fact that my mum was going to be there for my toddlers. I should note that them going to her house wasn't an option because she doesn't have anywhere for the older child to sleep, and my younger one doesn't sleep well in a portable crib. My labour began at 9 p.m. on Wednesday, and my mum came right on over so we could head over to the hospital. The next morning she started texting me asking when my husband would be coming home, because I gave birth in the middle of the night, and the earliest you can get released is 24 hours. That meant I wasn't going to be able to go home until Friday morning. She was saying, "I'm sorry, I'm dying here. I'll suffer through until he gets here." Since it's very important to my husband that he's here at the hospital with me and baby, we managed to organise some alternative childcare. My husband is going back home at 6 p.m. to relieve my mum. Our amazing sweet babysitter is coming over at 10 p.m. to sleep over so he can come back and be with me. But she has to leave for work in the morning, so he has to be back at home by 7 a.m. Then another family friend is able to get to our house at 10 a.m. so my husband can come back and pick us up at discharge. I know we're still lucky that we've managed to organise that much help. I just wish it didn't have to be so complicated. I'm torn between leaving it alone because I know she won't ever change, or expressing my true thoughts and letting her know that I'm heartbroken over her saying she would be there for us and then changing her mind. TLDR. My mum is too much of a homebody to stay at my house and watch my other kids while I'm in the hospital postpartum. She assured me that she would be there for when we needed her, and then changed her mind merely hours into being away from her house. I am heartbroken that I don't have the support system I always imagined having, but trying to be understanding because it's just who my mum is as a person. Not sure if I should talk to her about it or let it go. ETA. You guys, I'm done with strangers on the internet. Some of you were really helpful and actually answered my question. I appreciate you. The others who meanly disagreed with me and downvoted my own opinions and comments, I hope your sock rolls down in your shoe all day. Peace out.
I got revenge on my ex. This is a throwaway. But a few years ago, I then, F27, was dating a guy then, M29, and he was pressing hard to move in with me. He was living with his mother and hated it. I held out for 13 months and then invited him to move in. Everything seemed good. I worked from home but would take the dog for a walk straight after and then head to the gym or swimming. It was my routine and it worked as he would get home from his job but preferred to rest or game. My house was tiny but we never argued or got on each other's nerves. It was going well or so, I thought. The tech guy Roman helped me download everything I needed and also got me phone numbers of 9 of the women. So I was able to set up a group chat and sent them everything. All the proof of the other women, and I emailed the other 6. I then blocked them all. My brothers had packed up my boyfriend's stuff and I dropped it to his mother's and gave her printouts. I told her I got in trouble at work and I could have lost my job over his porn. I then sent my boyfriend screenshots of everything. told him that he nearly cost me my job and he was dumped. He was panicking as I out-earned him 3 times over. He had been using my car as his had died, and he couldn't afford to live alone as not only was he a low earner, he was in debt that he had to clear. Regardless, I blocked him and moved on. I heard his mother wouldn't let him stay and he couch surfed. He had been dumped by his harem of other women and he was struggling. I didn't hear any more from him until I got an STD test and it wasn't clear. I was lucky it was treatable and I'm okay. But I unblocked the women and put in the group an email that they all needed to get tested if they hadn't already. I unblocked him to tell him that he had infected me and that he literally had no redeeming qualities as a person and I regretted ever meeting him. Well, he told me I had ruined his life by not being his ATM and telling his unsuspecting women the truth. So I deserved the STD. I was livid but just blocked him again. A few months later, one of the guys at work was talking about his new great friend who needed a break. He was going to get him a job in the logistics side. It wasn't skilled work, but well paid relatively. Imagine my shock one day when this guy at work showed me the picture of my ex and himself. X was his new friend. He had gone for interviews and it was looking like he was getting the job. Now, I wouldn't have seen him as I was in the offices, but it annoyed me to think he was going to get a job there when he put my job in danger. So, I hot-footed it down to HR and informed them that this was the guy who downloaded the questionable porn on my laptop and who had 15 other women and was completely dishonest in my opinion.
Well, they thanked me for the info and I heard no more. He didn't get the job.
My colleague couldn't figure out why he didn't get the job and was upset for his friend who needed this break badly as he was in a bad place. I said nothing but was secretly delighted I ruined his chances of getting decent employment at my company. And to this day, I don't regret it. I don't know anything about him now but feel we are somewhat even. I hope he's living the life he deserves. Found out my ex-boyfriend has been cheating on me for the 2 years we have been together. He is remorseful and wants to work it out. He doesn't know I have a place lined up and will be ghosting him on the 1st. Title essentially says it all. I have been with this man for 2 years. We started a business together. I worked my ass off for him. He would tell me he didn't have time for fun things because we were always working to get the business up and running. Turns out he was making time to go fuck other women when I was at work, yet he didn't have time to go for a quick walk or have lunch together. I spent so much time doing little things for him to make his life easier. I'd rub his back at night and buy his favourite snacks and put his towels in the dryer while he showered so that he had warm towels when he got out. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this man. There is so much more I could say about the things I did to show my love, but I won't. Anyway, I found out about all these other women, one of which is his ex, who also happens to be dating his cousin. He at first was ready to move out and end things, but then had a real coming to Jesus moment, I guess, and realised what a piece of shit he had been and how poorly he treated me. I guess he also realised how much I really did for him around the house and with the business since I stopped doing those things and he started drowning in work. He gave me the passwords to his tablet and phone, keeps saying he loves me and doesn't want to lose me, as being super sweet and clingy. All I feel now when I look at him is anger and hurt.